continuing our Women's History Month series. I have such a wonderful person joining us today. Of course, this is the Leaders Lounge. I am Dawn Marie Morris, and this is the place for leaders to just come and get all of their leadership goodness, tools, strategies, and of course, a place to just relax and exhale as a leader. This is brought to you as an outgrowth of the World Class Training Institute, where our mission is to maximize human capital, and we do that through the delivery of leadership and professional development training services. And before I bring on my amazing guest, I want you all to know that we have coming up a class that is going to help leaders to strengthen their voice in their corporate jobs, or if you're in business and you just want to, and not just, but you want to strengthen the way you communicate to potential clients. So that is called Vision to Voice. It is going to launch in a few weeks. And if you want to be one of the first to know about when it launches, because this is not just another presentation class, this is a business development class to help you to be able to strengthen the way you communicate so that you can expand your influence. And so go to worldclasstraining.net/grow to complete the interest form, and you will be one of the first to know about this when it launches, because it is a do not miss. It's a do not miss from entry-level managers, emerging leaders, middle-level managers, senior level, and even C-suite. This class will have something for all of you to be able to strengthen your communication. So go right now to worldclasstraining.net/grow for that. And I'm going to leave that up as I read about my amazing guest. Her name is Chelsey Albert. She is an intuitive hypnotherapist and founder of the business motivation game Tasklandia. I believe I said that right. She'll tell me. As an unconscious patterns expert with ADHD and a coffee addiction, my daughter-in-law knows a little about that. Chelsey has devoted her career to getting her clients out of their way in as little time as possible. From anxiety to self-doubt to gross feelings around sales and visibility, Chelsey considers every mental block a poker game with the unconscious gremlins, and every breakthrough a win worthy of a victory dance. And you can find her on YouTube at Chelsey Albert Healing or Instagram at Chelsey Albert Healing. And as she talks a little, I'm going to also share her website. But for now, I'm going to bring her to the stage. Hey, Miss Chelsey, how are you?
Dawn, how are you?
I am fantastic. It is so good to see you. I have to also share with the audience that, the reason that Chelsey was important for me to bring on is because even though we don't work in the same space, we met at a networking group. And to me, the meeting that I had with her, getting to know her a little bit through the networking group, just spoke to the power of getting out, meeting people, because even though your particular career paths may not align, there may be something else in your spirit that aligns, and you can still build great connections through that. And Chelsey Albert is a representative of that. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Dawn. I mean, and honestly, the feeling was mutual. You said that you connect in the spirit, and
Yes.
When I met you, I was like, okay, I need to know this woman. I need this woman. And I mean, you can't get those connections if you're not going out and talking to people.
Absolutely. Yes. You are so right. And thank you for that, because at the time when you and I met, I was going to Connect Nashville probably almost every day. That shout out to Connect Nashville, because they're a great organization. They meet. Do they still meet every day, Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
They meet every day, Monday through Friday. And so if you're in the Nashville area and you want to get some good connections, again, even if it's not necessarily a business connection, check out Connect Nashville. So that's shout out to that. So now, Chelsey, when I met you, I believe you were transitioning, because you're by trade first a hairdresser, a beautician, correct?
So I still do eyelash extensions on the side. I have a couple of clients that I just I love and I have not been able to get rid of.
Okay.
The past 6 years, I've been an intuitive hypnotherapist, and that's been my bread and butter. And then
Okay.
since we last talked, I've launched an app that you mentioned, Tasklandia. So kind of like Portlandia, but Tasklandia.
Okay.
And yeah, so I've been kind of doing a bunch, but throughout the whole thread that you've known me, it's been about the healing.
Got it. Okay. So you still do a couple of clients who they just have to have you, right? I know how that's good. That's good.
It's a fun job. They're my favorites. I get to take off my healer hat and just say, you know what, you're right. He does suck. And just
Right. Okay. So do you do that at home when you do that, or do you have a studio?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I did have a lash studio with a partner, and eventually we just kind of shifted in transition. So really, like I said, the beauty stuff is definitely it's more my fun job. It's more of a hobby.
Okay, got it. Okay. So now of course this is Women's History Month, and the other thing that intrigued me about you was what you do, which is as an intuitive hypnotherapist. Is that how I would say it? Okay. Because women, we go through, and as you even mentioned in your bio, and I checked out your website a little bit, we go through this internal anxiety. Are we good enough? Are we cute enough? Are we saying the right things? We second guess ourselves so much. And so I'm thinking that your work is in helping people to move through those blockages that are holding us back from really, being our fullest selves, to saying, hey, you know what? I'm great. I'm beautiful. I'm wonderful, and I can do whatever I want to do. So, is that what it is? And if not, tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah. So you nailed
Okay.
it perfectly. It's the way I like to explain it is if we were totally logical human creatures, we'd be able to say, okay, I'm not that little girl. I'm not that little girl who got rejected on the playground or who was too loud on the playground. Sometimes it's a belief that we're too much.
Right.
I'm not that young woman who got rejected, or I'm not that young woman who tried something and failed and really just had that traumatic experience.
Right.
But we're not totally logical creatures. There's this little emotional rubber band that keeps snapping us back to the past. And that's where a lot of us act from, especially in business, especially in leadership. It's so difficult to catch it in the moment that we almost get snapped back into our 6-year-old selves when the stress really hits. So the work dissolves that little rubber band so that you're free to move forward and make clear, conscious choices that are in your highest and best interest of your company.
Okay, awesome. So how would someone know that you are the person they should go to see? Because I might be feeling a little wonky. Is this a moment where I'm just a little stressed, or is this a moment where I need a Chelsey to help me move through it? What are some of the signs that we should look for?
Absolutely. Great question. One of them is you keep seeing a pattern and you don't like the pattern.
Okay.
There's especially, again, women, we are really great at being self-analytical. We are really great at saying, I know I shouldn't have done that, but I did it. Oh, but I keep doing that. This happens in relationships too, a lot that plays out. Relationships and business often go hand in hand. Money and love are linked.
Right.
So typically you're seeing a pattern, and no matter how much you're working on it, you can't seem to stop it in the moment. So I am an advocate for therapy for a lot of people, but oftentimes just talking about the situation isn't enough once you're already aware of it.
Okay.
Once you're aware of the pattern, then it's time to actually experience healing it. And that's where people come to me. I like to joke that I'm usually people's last resort because, you hear the word hypnotherapy and you think that I dangle pocket watches in front of people, which I've only done as a joke. And I've never turned anyone into a chicken.
Okay.
But by the time people come to me, they're ready for relief fast. Okay. And I'm usually the last person people call for a reason.
Okay. And so now tell us about what it is. When somebody comes and they say, hey, Chelsey, I'm recognizing that I'm having this recurring thought or recurring anxiety, stress, whatever it is. tell us a little bit about what they can expect to have or go through as a part of your healing process.
So typically, what my gift is, and the reason I call myself an intuitive hypnotherapist is because
Uh-huh.
I call the creator of all that is into my
Okay.
work. And in my own professional experience, I've got a lot of nifty tricks that can undo the rubber band, but healing doesn't work without God.
Okay.
So that's kind of where my comes in. But the first little bit of the session is really just you and me talking. And
Okay.
as we're talking, that's not the therapeutic part. That's just us.
Right.
That's just me picking up on the patterns, because when we speak, we actually give away a lot of our patterns. And you know this
Mm-hmm.
as a trainer, how
Mm-hmm.
you speak and the way you speak and what you speak about and what keeps repeating in your words
Right.
gives us great clues for
So
people who
true.
are looking for
Yes.
them. So, and again, sometimes it's subtle. Most of the time, people don't even notice. But if you're trained, I can't unsee it.
Sure. Right. Mm-hmm.
So I will usually kind of have a little brief conversation, and we'll get to a couple of the root patterns of what could be
Okay.
going on. From there, I have a bunch of different techniques, and I use whatever is most needed. Sometimes it is a physical, emotional release that needs to happen with
Okay.
EFT tapping.
Okay.
Sometimes we need to unscramble the wires a little bit with eye movement integration, which is kind of similar to EMDR.
Okay.
Or we might just dive right into hypnosis. And that
Mm-hmm.
is, people do get a little bit kind of interested around the word hypnosis. Sometimes people lean in, sometimes people kind of lean back.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
if you think about it, hypnosis is when your brain takes in a piece of information and accepts it as a truth.
Okay.
That
Mm-hmm.
so most of
Mm-hmm.
us have actually been hypnotized with all these stories, all of
True
these.
facts. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. From birth, right? I mean, being raised, I had a lady just the other day, and I thought about her on the way home. I was out in Clarksville, and I had on heels. You know, I wear heels a lot, but she said, and so she said, my mother told me that because I'm tall, I never have to wear heels. And I thought about, oh my goodness, poor thing, right? Because exactly.
She would look so good in heels. I guarantee it. I bet she had the legs. I bet she had it.
Exactly. And I'm thinking, I thought I'm tall enough. I always wear heels. So I'm 5'8". I don't know. She might have been about my height, maybe a little shorter. But to your point about, how we are hypnotized in some ways, for years, and we don't even know because our environment has shaped us, our parents have shaped us, relationships, either good or not, have shaped us, right? And so I don't know, good, bad, or indifferent, we have to be cognizant of that, right?
Absolutely. And a lot of my work really, Dawn, is undoing things. I wish I could say that I'm this hypnotist that,
Sure.
makes you think a certain way. No, most people and most of the people I work with, I dare say all of the people I work with are, well, actually, not even I dare say. I mean, everybody that I work with is great. Every
Mm-hmm.
single person I work with, whether they are great in love, whether they are great in their business, whether they just would like a happy, content life,
Mm-hmm.
they are amazing. I have not worked with a single person that I don't
So
like.
true. Right.
And, but again, these recordings in their head that have
Mm,
said, and the funny thing is when we're talking about, when you're saying not enough is a lot of what I work
right.
with. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough.
Mm,
But I've been running into a lot of I'm too much. And that
mm,
one will so much devastation,
yep.
especially in leadership, because
Right.
there's this fear of being too much. And it comes from, sometimes parents and teachers and, other leaders when we were young, they meant well. They meant to
Right.
say, hey, be polite. Hey, be respectful. Hey, don't shout in public. But
Yes.
all of that is translating to I'm too much. My energy is too much. I'm too big. I should really
Yeah.
tone it down. And here's the funny thing. I'm about to kind of go a little bit wonky on.
Yeah. No,
I'm
you're
about to,
good.
yeah, I'm
You're
about to
good.
go a little wacky on this.
Okay.
I have met people who have believed that they were not enough
Mm,
because a long, long time ago, they were told that they were too much. So then they
yes.
shrank themselves
Oh,
below. And then this little voice that's telling them they're not enough
Yeah.
was really kind of a little smoke alarm saying, hey, you're not enough. You need to bring it back up, girl.
Right.
And we can go down a rabbit hole. And when those little stories get untied,
Yes.
what I really take joy in is bringing people back to themselves.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
care who that self is because it's always amazing, but bringing them back to their own sovereignty. And from there, their leadership just lights on fire and their goals light on fire. And they meet the people they were supposed to meet, and they feel comfortable going out and telling people about themselves and going out and making those connections. And their life just begins all over again. And it's so cool to see.
That's so powerful because, yes, again, going back to our childhoods, sometimes I was watching a little girl the other day and she was just busy doing her thing. I didn't know her, but I just loved the energy that she was bringing to her space, just trying to figure stuff out. She fell down, she got back up. And I had in that moment that thought that, Lord, let us continue to hold on to the child in us that says if we fall, we're going to get back up. If we want to do something, we just need to move in our space, light up the area that is around us with our presence. But oftentimes, because we are, again, carrying the past into our now, we let that dim our light. And when we do that, we don't maximize the greatness that is within us. So I love that you say that through the work that you're doing, you're helping people to turn the light back on.
That's it. I'm not really doing much. My job as a healer is to hold the flashlight and just say, hey, look over here. And and you working with people who speak, I'm sure you see it all the time where you know good and darn well this person knows their stuff. They know good and darn well they know their stuff. Right. And there's just something that's just like holding them back from being that powerful stage presence.
And that's right. Absolutely. That is so true. I'm going to ask you about something. You don't even know I'm about to ask you about this, but I'm about to ask you just because I know you can handle it. So recently I had seen you post about somebody who said something about you and like, how could she show up like that? I don't know what the person was talking about, but I loved the way that you handled it. So first, tell us what happened, and then I'm going to go into why I loved your response. But would you mind sharing a little bit, as much as you want to, about that? Because
oh, girl, that is. Look, I didn't post it if I didn't want it to be public. So I am so glad you asked this question. I just didn't expect it. That's fantastic. You're right. So the deal is I've been posting more on YouTube. I've been trying to really focus on getting my presence out there. And for me, I've got no problem hopping up on a stage, but filming and it's just an extra step for me. I love going out and talking to people one-on-one, but I get so lost in the sauce that I forget to record. Anyway.
Okay. Yes. No, I hear you. Same. Yeah. It's a training. So it's internal training that we have to go through. It's like this whole business thing. We got to do all.
Absolutely. Give me a mic. I'm fine, but make me post it later.
Exactly. Right. I know. Yeah.
So I did a great interview with Greg Pease in the Power in the Pain podcast.
Okay.
So 10 times fast. Definitely go check out Greg Pihs. Great podcast.
Okay.
And we were talking a little bit about the whole reason that people don't put ththemselves out there. And some of them are very afraid of all of the negative comments that can come through on social media. So I actually posted that video I posted a little tiny clip on YouTube. Somebody saw it and commented, why would anybody wake up and choose to look like that? Now, I don't know if this little troll meant, why would they choose to have pink hair? Or maybe I just didn't look all that. Maybe the angle wasn't all that flattering. And maybe they're just saying, why would they choose to have that biological face? I don't know.
Right.
Sometimes people comment, man.
To live like how God made them. Right. Okay.
So And the funny thing is, I've taken this practice of really commenting back to haters with love. One
Okay.
because that is, I don't desire to feed their negativity with negativity.
Right.
When you shine the light in the dark disappears.
Oh,
Now, I'm not saying this person's dark. I'm just saying that they are starving for something,
yes.
and I am not going to feed them candy.
Right.
So I just responded something to the effect of, I always find it most effective to, there was a great, I'm working on how to articulate this. I think the best quote that I've ever heard about performance is from, oh my goodness, I know this comedian's name. He works with Martin Short a lot. He is in the Steve, what's his name?
Steve, comedian.
Steve,
What does he look like?
he white hair. I am so sorry. I'm going to look this up because
That's okay. I'm trying to look to
let's
Steve,
see.
comedian.
Only Murders in the Building is.
Not Steve Martin, no.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
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 All right.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
It drive me nuts. It was going to drive me nuts, and I can't not.
Right. I
Steve
just put in
Martin,
Steve, comedian, and I was like, okay, he's a close one with white hair. Okay.
I promise there's a point. I promise there's a point.
Right.
So Steve Martin has a great quote: "Never let them know that you're bombing." And I choose to never let my audience know that they're insulting me.
That's right.
So if you would like to insult me, great. I'm going to take that for all of the way that I took it, and the way that I responded to it was, oh, this guy's genuinely curious. Why would anybody choose to wake up and look like this? So I responded with, great question. I strive to look in such a way that when I look in the mirror in the morning, it makes me happy.
Okay.
Thank you so much for commenting. Your comment helps my algorithm and helps.
That's it. Yes.
A small business owner thrive, which it does. Any negative comment just boosts my algorithm. It just makes sure that more people see my video. So your haters are always helping.
That's right. Exactly. Right. That's so true. I loved that, because it is important, really, the only way that it can really get to us if we believe that it's for us, right? That wasn't for you. If it was negative, and if it was, again, thank you for the comment, because we don't know even which way that person was going. Are you saying that, you choose to wake up and just show up beautiful? Or are you saying something that is derogatory? We don't know, because we're not having a conversation with you. So, so thank you for contributing. Yes. And, have a wonderful day. I've gotten somebody, it wasn't a personal comment about me. It was about, I was talking about someone who's running for our alumni office. And so he was really good in the debate. And so I just said, I don't know the person, but that might be somebody I want to get with. I don't know. But, and so the person, I could tell from just the tone and tenor that this person wanted an online argument, and it was not going to come from me. I just said, I told her, thank you for the conversation. There was another site where some people had said something about him, but by me feeding into whichever way she was trying to take this, by saying, like, he has not done anything except one organization that he formed a long time ago. He has never served at the national level. Okay. I just said I like what he said on the thing. That's all. And I clearly said I don't know this gentleman, right? But yeah, I love that you owned that moment and didn't allow that person's comment, if in fact he or she was trying to go into a negative space, to own and rule your head. Because if it's not you, we're letting it go, right? Because this is not me. I don't know if it's something negative. If you don't like how I look, if you don't like what I say, whatever it is, then that is something that you have to own. I don't have to own that, and I'm not gonna take it with me, And guess what? I may never have to hear from you again ever in my life. So why am I going to let you, my 30 seconds reading your thing, mess up my life? It's not going to happen. Not here.
That was so funny. You know, I've seen some really good, and I mean, don't get me wrong, really clever clapbacks. And they always keep the conversation going, and the argument always keeps going. And then there's a thread of like 20 different
Right.
comments.
Right.
Anytime that I've responded to somebody as if I didn't know they were trying to insult me, I never hear from them again.
That's it. Exactly. Shuts it down. Shuts it down. That's right. At the end of what I said, I just said, thank you for joining the conversation. You think she said something else? Oh, no. No. And I'm good with that. I'm good.
It's nobody can hurt you if you don't choose to see it as an attack.
That's it. That's it. Just know that God made you enough. God made every day. I'm enough. I'm more than enough. And so I'm going to take my enoughness on out here. And if you don't like it, I'm just going to have to. And, you know, like I told somebody, you know, as I'm getting more seasoned, I'm owning that more. It's like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I'm going to keep it moving because the sun is still going to rise again in the morning. Hey.
If you get people that don't like what you're saying, it means you're saying something important.
Exactly.
It means you're saying something that makes people think. So some people are going to love you, some people are going to hate you. And I'm striving, as I'm stepping into more of myself, to do the same thing, to begin to say things of impact.
That's right.
Not just fluff.
That's right.
And with impact is going to come dissent. And that's totally cool.
It's totally cool. I heard, well, you're in sales, so I don't know if you know Grant Cardone.
Oh yeah.
Sales guru. Okay, so yeah, I was reading his book. And what he said though is so true. He's just like, you know, put your stuff out there, put it out there. I'm reading I read one that is sell or be sold, and then this one is called the 10X rules. And he said, you know, put it out there. He used a curse word about him being on LinkedIn. He was like, I was not LinkedIn X. He said he was just gonna make Twitter his.
Gotcha.
But you know,
female dog.
But the point that he also made was that if you're not putting it out there so much where somebody doesn't like it, you're not doing enough. And I said, those are bars. That's bars, because you are so right. There is not an election. There is not a selection in the world that is on a massive scale where 100% of the people were for one person or the other. There's always going to be someone who likes one person, somebody who likes another. But that is the beauty of the mosaic of this thing called life. We all have a choice. We all have a perspective, and we're going to choose what we like and don't. And it's all good.
I love, and this ties so deeply into leadership too, because if you are a leader, you are quite literally volunteering to go first through the jungle with the machete. Not everyone's going to like where you're going. Not everyone's going to like how you're blazing the trail. And in order to be a leader, you also have to accept that I'm going to be in a position where not everyone's going to like me all the time.
That's right.
The best leaders make the decision that they, to their best and highest ability, is the best and highest decision.
That's right.
And not everyone's going to see it the same way, but are you going to be able to get the team across the river?
Oh, are you going to be able to go? I love that. Are you going to be able to get the team across the river? That's a whole word. That's right. And I want you to talk about that for a minute. We're going to close because, oh my goodness, I can see that we can sit here for a whole hour. I can already see that, but I'm not going to hold you that long. I got one question and then I'm going to go to my wrap up. As you were talking about leadership and kind of that place where as leaders, you have to understand that, I'm just going to paraphrase, everybody might not be in alignment with your vision initially, right? And so for some leaders, it can be a place of loneliness. You're not necessarily alone because you may have a team, but it may feel lonely because now you're working on the buy-in, you're working on getting people to join. You know, as a business owner, everybody initially, you could be putting it out there. And I told my daughter-in-law, my son, I said, I bet people think I'm crazy because it's like I'm just throwing stuff out here, and it's like sometimes it feels like nobody is listening. But guess what? Somebody is listening, and the right one will. So talk to us. You, because of your your expertise in kind of moving through anxiety, pain, fear, loneliness. Talk to leaders for a minute about when they're experiencing that loneliness. What are some things that they should either think or do to help move through those feelings?
Okay, everything in my body just went whoo when you said that, because loneliness is, I am intimately familiar with this one.
Okay.
It is an incredibly lonely experience when you have to be in a position of leadership, because also there's this real thought process that I can show no vulnerability to my team. I have to at least show confidence. I have to show that I believe in what I'm doing, even when
Right.
everything else in my head is going, this isn't working, this is, all of those little thoughts, all of those little
Right.
anxiety thoughts that say, can you do this? Are you sure you're doing the right thing? Da, 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 da.
Right.
You have to be the confidence of your team for a little
That's
bit
right.
until
Right.
until the momentum's going and until you start seeing the fruit of it. You do have to be the confidence of your team, and it can be lonely. So some of the things, one, loneliness is often a craving of connection to the self.
Right.
So when you're feeling all those thoughts, all those doubts, of those anxieties, and you are not acknowledging them and you are just shoving them down and saying, I'll deal with you later, you're actually creating more loneliness within yourself when you are in such refusal to admit vulnerability that you
Mm-hmm.
can't even talk to your friends. You can't even talk to your family. You go to the family dinners, you're like, no, everything's great. Everything in the business,
Right.
everything is great. That
And
creates
internally it's not.
so that self-abandonment really
Right.
of loneliness then is necessary. So one, find your tribe. Find your tribe outside of your team. Find your tribe outside of your business. Find the one, two, maybe five people
Right.
that you can say, I am about to run off into the sunset and wave my arm, like waving my arms. Like, you're going to have to send the nice people with the pretty white jacket for me. This isn't going well. People that can hear that and can say, okay, take a deep breath. You good? All right, we
Right.
got you.
Right.
Find your tribe outside of your team. I am
Mhm.
actually very much for being the confidence of your team.
Mhm.
I'm not one of those people that likes to get all buddy buddy with,
Right.
my healing clients. I have a very strict boundary. If I am in the position as a healer, you are looking to me for guidance. You are looking to me to borrow my confidence in you. I can't need you the way that you need me in that
That's
moment.
right.
Once that relationship is broken, once we've decided, okay, cool, we're good, we're friends, then we can kind of open it more up. And that has happened with a rare few individuals. But at the same time, your boundaries are important and your connection to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
abandon
true.
yourself. Don't deny that you are having these feelings. Find either people who can support you through those feelings, or continue to make deliberate time to connect to yourself. For
Mhm.
me, I have to go out of town. I have to go and be in unfamiliar spaces to feel most like Chelsey. I
Mhm.
love the adventure. I love meeting new people. I will just drive to a random town. If I'm starting to feel disconnected from myself, if I'm starting to feel lonely, I'll go to a coffee shop and talk to people.
Mhm.
People that don't know me, people that I can be 100% myself with and not have to worry that it's going to affect my business. Um,
I love
the other
that.
thing is, yeah, I am definitely an extrovert. I do need to recharge, but I lean more towards people. I will find people if I don't,
Yeah,
and because people give you energy.
they do.
Um,
But I love that you said that you would just drive to a random place and connect. I mean, I've gotten to a place where I love solo traveling. I'm good with that. I mean, some girlfriends and I are going to Tampa to this resort in July. But I told them, even they were my roommates in college, but I told them, I'm like, I don't want to stay with y'all in the room. I need to be because I love that space of just, the freedomness. I love being around people, but I'm also, and maybe that's through, running a business, having to be a leader. It's just, I'm in a different space now in my life where I enjoy me. And
I, and that is in business. I think sometimes it's very easy to get caught up in a persona that we have to create.
Mhm,
And again,
mhm.
sometimes you have to keep those boundaries there.
Right.
But if you get too stuck in that, solo travel is one of the best. I mean, it's penicillin for the soul, because you can
Mhm,
go and you can be 100% yourself with
mhm.
people who you're never going to talk to again.
Nope.
You don't have to worry what any of them think of you. If you make a
That's
great
right.
connection, then absolutely you're doing it because you're authentic.
Right.
I think I think the loneliness epidemic that we're going through right now, people are just craving connection.
Yes.
So if you find that so maybe you can't get away. Maybe you need to, kind of work a little bit more on those relationships, and maybe they're not readily available for you just yet to where you can say, hey, I'm having a breakdown here. In that case, connect to yourself. Connect to who you are. Remember who you are, because guess what? Who you are got you here.
That's
And
right.
who you are will carry you through it.
That's right.
And when you feel connected to yourself, that external loneliness is a lot easier to deal with in the short term.
So true. That is so true. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. I had a question for you, a few closing questions. The first one is, for women, what is kind of one phrase or group of words that you think that women should keep in mind as they are leading themselves and leading others through this thing called life?
Ooh. Oh, man. Okay. Hold on. That one's going to take a second.
Okay.
A group of
Words or a phrase, anything that you think we should keep at the forefront of our minds.
Okay, this phrase I have heard through another teacher, so don't credit me with this.
Okay.
But it's a very simple 2-word mantra. And the background of it is, keep this in mind when you start worrying about what anybody else is going to think of this, what how all of the pressure and all of the this is this and all of this on your shoulders. The magic mantra. So what? People are gonna think that I am some kind of B word. So what?
No.
People are going to question me. So what? I'm questioning me. So what?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know, to the best and highest of your knowledge, do you feel to the best and highest of your clarity that this is the next best choice? Yes. Then everything else. So what? But I might make a mistake. So what?
So what? I love that. I'm just taking a moment with that because, yeah, that's it. I love that. What woman inspires you? Which women, I should say, woman.
I really have to say, this is every single one of the women that I've worked with inspires me. My mother, of course, my grandmother, my great grandmother, where I get all of my, all of the women in my family. Everyone, okay, let me really try to narrow this down, because I realize I just gave a very blanket statement, but I look at these women that I work with, and they have dealt with stuff that I couldn't, that is the stuff of my nightmares. I work with really, really deep trauma, and I can hold space for it. Yes. And in the moment, I am just working through it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, absolutely. And I'm not taking it on because I can't join them in that space.
Right.
But I think about it afterwards sometimes, and I'm like, man. And this woman still manages to put a smile on her face.
Okay.
And this woman still managed to lead a life with a family that loves her. And now she's only just going to keep getting better, and she's only going to keep getting more powerful. Absolutely. Oh my God. The people, you inspire me. And that's not just me blowing smoke. You are a powerhouse. Every time I see you, you're doing something and you're building something. And it reminds me that if you have something within your heart, if you have that spark, you don't coast. You don't just, no, you don't just sit back and say, okay, now I do this. No, you keep leveling it up. And
that's right.
You remind me of that. And
well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You were so sweet. You were so sweet.
I could say the same thing in a bratty way, and it would still be honest. So I'm
I know. That's good. That's good. Okay, final question, because this is the Leaders Lounge. Leaders are readers. What is a book that you can recommend to people? It could be women or men, as they're leading to just stay inspired and keep growing to the next level.
really, really changed my life, and I still go back to every now and then,
Uh-huh.
is Awareness by Anthony DeMello. And
Awareness.
yes, and it is all about, and again, it's not, a leadership book, it's more of a spiritual book, but this woke
Okay.
me up. This is the book that woke me
Yeah.
up, and I hope it wakes others up. And it's the fact that most of us are going through our lives sleepwalking. Most of us are going through our lives and we don't really want to change. We don't really want to be aware. We just kind of want our broken toys fixed. When we say we're in a crisis, we just,
Mm-hmm.
we want this back. We want our comfort back. But there is nothing so lovely as awareness. There's nothing
Mm-hmm.
so lovely as to be able to look at the world and say, it is what it is. None of this is, we make so many things mean so many things to ourselves. And well, this tree, this is my yard. I own this yard. I take pride. No, this is nature. And
That's right.
there's so many deep things in the book that shook me out of that loop. And when I was able to do that and able to just start seeing the world for what it is and to appreciate everything, the things that I liked, the things that I didn't
Yeah.
like, the things that,
Right.
scared the heck out of me, but to see it all and to say none of this is good or bad, I'm just now aware of it and I'm appreciating all of it. I think it really jumped up my leadership because I wasn't concerned with all of the little things that made Chelsey upset at that point.
Right. Okay.
And
I love that. And as you were saying that, two things popped into my head. One, I train emotional intelligence. And so one of the components is self-awareness. So it's self-awareness, social awareness, self-regulation, social regulation. So when we really lock in to what self-awareness is, it can be life changing because we are now tapping into, for some of us, what could have been a blind spot. For some of us, it could have been something that we knew about ourselves that we just didn't want to own. And then the other piece is back to when you say, so what? And so I had a leader, and her quote just came into me, which is an extension of that, so what, which is what? So what? Now what? And so that's
done. Mic drop.
it. Drop.
Done. Yes. Oh, I love it. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that you just took me there. So I'm gonna put that one on my list. Chelsey Albert, thank you so much for joining me. I always wish you nothing but the best. No, I am rooting for you. Okay, when you don't see me, when I see you online, wherever. No, I'm always rooting for you. Y'all can pick up or connect to Chelsey at chelsealberthealing.com or on Instagram and Facebook at Chelsey Albert, correct?
Yep, Chelsey Albert. The Instagram is Chelsey_Albert_healing, and YouTube is where my latest videos are getting updated, and that's the freshest content. So follow me at Chelsey Albert Healing.
Okay, follow her there and please connect to her on YouTube as well. And this is going to come to you also. She is an amazing person. If you're feeling some of these feels that she described, anxiety, pressure, stress, whatever it is, and it's not going anywhere, number one, I know she's a great person, but her voice, her just mannerism is so relaxing. You'll probably get healed from that alone. But make sure. So yeah, run, don't go slowly to chelsealberthealing.com. So Chelsey, again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you always.
It is just an honor. It's always so fun talking to you. And I
Yes.
just, again, I feel a soul connection with you. And I'm so, so honored and so grateful, and just so grateful for this opportunity to pour into your audience and to, just have some fun chatting. This was a
Yes,
true delight.
absolutely. We're
And
already at 45 minutes. Can you believe how quickly that went? I know. Stay right there. I'm going to close out and then say bye to you. Okay, so hold on one second. All right, everyone. Again, chelsealberthealing.com. She is an amazing woman. Great great opportunity. If you need help, want to move through some anxiety, stress, pressures in your life, not sure why it's happening, want to even find out, connect to her there. And then again, at the World Class Training Institute, we have a new program coming from vision to voice. If you want to join the interest list, go to worldclasstraining.net/grow. And then always, of course, pick up our book, which is Unpacking Agape, the 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership, at worldclasstraining.net/agape. It's been an amazing show. We are almost to the end of Women's History Month. I have so many women. I probably could do the whole year if I wanted to, because I know so many great women. But for you all, hopefully you are enjoying this series. We have one more person after Chelsey. And always remember, at the World Class Training Institute, when you are better, we are absolutely better. Take care. Yay!